This video is brought to you by myplayerpage.com, the best place for athletes to showcase their information. Visit us today.
Randy McKee here with Soccer 605, and I'm here with Riccardo Tarabelsi with the Temple Soccer Club, the Director of Coaching. We've been trying to get you to sit down for quite a while, but you're always running around coaching soccer teams with these things, so thanks for spending some time with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks.
You guys are having a growing and bigger, better tournament over here every time, and boy, it's just great to see that happening for you guys.
Thank you.
The one thing I think that everybody looking at your club is saying is, there's a lot of things. The new complex coming on board, that's a huge deal. You've got the fastest growing club in the state by a long shot, and what is making all that stuff happen for you guys?
Whenever you look at an organization and you try to define their success, it always boils down to people. People that care, people that have a passion for doing what we do. The volunteer hours, we were volunteer board, volunteer coaches, volunteer everything. Team managers, you name it. This entire tournament is entirely volunteer run, and but it's really, that's what it boils down to, is do you have people that care about and share that similar vision?
Loving the game.
I've always said it's about the kids, and ever since I got into coaching before I had kids, I think it was shortly after I got married, so it's been, 17 or 18 years ago, I started coaching kids that weren't mine, and that's kind of translated as I've had kids of my own. I'm coaching my kids' team, but it's never just about my kid. It's about coaching teams and not just individual players.
I've always heard that there's kind of two kinds of those types of coaches. Some are dad coaches, and they coach because of their kids.
Sure.
Some are coaches who just happen to also be a dad.
Sure.
And I think that describes you very aptly there.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think it shows when we coach. We're not just soccer dads, as you say. We are coaches. We're professional coaches. We have lots of experience, and we don't want to see just our kids get to the next level. We want to see our kids as friends and their peers and their teammates all get to the next level.
Well, and that's one thing that really, anybody who's around here will see that when you walk in the gym and see all your parents, for instance. Everybody has Temple gear on. They all have a smile on their face. They're all almost overwhelmingly giving positive encouragement to the kids. It looks to me like the right kind of environment for a lot of people who are really enjoying being part of the club.
Yeah, I think part of it is being based. We're headquartered in T, and T is a close-knit community. They all support each other. They're all going crazy about T winning the basketball game for third place. So that's one, and then you add in the draw that we've got from I'm from Sioux Falls. We've got Harrisburg, Canton, you name it. Little communities all coming together.
Yeah, and I don't know how many kids you have in the club now, but I know you're a very fast-growing club, and we're seeing more teams developed on the girls' side now, which and for a club that's only been around for a short time, that's just so impressive.
Yeah, it's fun. When we first got started, our oldest age group, and it was on the boys' side, was U13s. And people would say, "Do you have a U16 team that we can play?" And we're like, "No, we're not old. We don't have the numbers." And so that team, the U13 and U12 back at that time, are now U14 and 13s, and they're kind of leading the way on the boys' side. On the girls' side, our oldest group right now is U13, 14. And we're seeing more and more numbers, so it's starting to fill in. But we've always had, our philosophy's been built from the bottom up. We've got, I don't know, you'd have to ask Robert how many 4- and 5-year-olds there are in our academy program that's just really going to build towards the future.
Well, and actually one of my uncle's grandkids is in this, and they just love it because what they're reporting back to me is that everything that you guys are doing with these little kids is about teaching them how to love the game first.
Sure.
And that's how we build lifelong soccer players.
Absolutely, yeah. And the way we organize it is, they play every Saturday for 6 weeks. Kind of typical spring league. But what we do that's a little bit special is that we have a trainer that we've trained, usually a college player or a former college player, that'll do a 20-minute clinic with both teams. They're playing against each other.
Yeah.
They're about to play against each other. Well, they're getting trained together for 20 minutes, and then the next 20 minutes they play in a game against each other.
Yeah.
And it builds camaraderie. It teaches them the same skills, and it's also one skill builds on the next over the course of the 6 weeks.
Yeah. So that kind of is your foundational philosophy, isn't it? Really building skills and building the ability to be a player over time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a combination. There's some philosophies out there that they want to teach individual skills a lot more, maybe a little more emphasis on it. And our emphasis is for sure you have to teach the kid how to control the ball and dribble and trap and receive. But it's also more about how to play on a team and how to play. And it's not like we pigeonhole kids in positions at a very young age. We don't do that at all. In fact, we give them exposure to all the different positions, including goalkeeper. And then as they get older, that 9, 10, going into that, because our club starts at U11. They're considered academy through U10.
Okay.
And then once you get to U11, then we kind of have a pretty good idea of where this child's going to excel at. And it's funny, we do it all the time, especially indoor. You have a kid that's more of a defender, and you give them a chance to play up. Where are they 20 seconds later? Well, they drift back.
Yeah, they do.
That's
Some
their
kids
natural
just,
tendency.
Yeah, they just do that.
They do. So yeah, we've got a really good balance on all of our teams, so it's fun to see.
Well, you're going to be out on the road a lot this summer. You're, taking them down to Kansas City. I used to call it back when I was running around in the club circuit, getting them out there and letting them get their nose bloodied up a little bit.
Yep.
It's nice seeing you go into that U.S. Club regionals in Chicago with some of your teams.
Absolutely.
And, speaking of U.S. Club, there's a lot of people who are in clubs that really like being affiliated with them. And I think you guys are probably one of them too.
Yeah, we, and we wound up with U.S. Club kind of by necessity, really. But it's been a really good partnership. They're very easy to communicate with and receptive. And I think we're going to have one of the U.S. Club reps here in town, kind of check us out and come to our tournament. It's fun to see the support.
Well, if you find out if they're coming, please let us know, because we want we got a little visit with the president of U.S. Club a while back over the phone, and so. Well, anyway, Riccardo, I know you got to get off to a semifinal game.
Semis.
And best of luck, and we'll probably be there filming one of your teams or maybe two of them in the finals. So
I appreciate
thanks very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Best of luck.
Thank you.